Yeah, awesome. All right. You've seen this comic on YouTube, TikTok, Tao, and right here on Flappers. Please make some noise for Ben Hermann.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can we get another round of applause just real quick for all of our wonderful comedians tonight? Thank you, everyone, so much for coming out. We're doing such an amazing job. I am so sorry that I'm not keeping with the theme. I don't know why I'm looking behind you. You're not actually at Flappers, but I have tried and tried and tried to get the Flappers background behind me. But much like all of you, during the pandemic, it is not working out. So we're just going to have to roll with it. I started the show off by insulting all of you. Let's get going. Here we go. I'm super excited for this. I've got 30 minutes of uninterrupted talking time. It's a middle child's dream. It really is. So my family recently took the 23andMe test because we didn't feel like the government knew quite enough about us yet. But we found out my dad and I aren't related. Whoops. Merry Christmas, right? You know, looking back, there were so many signs along the way. You know, we have very different noses. We are very different heights. He adopted me from Asia. Like, there were so many along the way that you can just ignore if you're ready to. So yeah, my parents got me from an adoption agency, but they got my older sister after they shared a very special hug. That's how it was explained to me anyway when I asked. So what happened was they were in the mood for a second kid, but they were too tired to cook, so they ordered delivery. You know, when you said you were bringing home Korean, I thought you meant like bulgogi beef, but I guess this is fine. We can roll with this. Bulgogi beef, by the way, is my stripper name. I work Fridays at 7:35. I used to get bullied for being adopted, which, you know, you should never bully anyone who doesn't have a mullet, but being bullied for being adopted specifically just never made any sense to me. Like, what do you even say? Everyone get a load of Ben. He didn't have parents, and now he does have parents. What an idiot. You know what? Say what you want about adoption. At least you can't do it accidentally. Nobody has adoption scares. Not a lot of parents knocking on the bathroom door. Johnny, you've been in there for 40 minutes. You better not be looking at foster kids. You all know, like, there's not a lot of shotgun weddings of two 20-year-olds who did premarital adoption. You've all been in this situation, you know, you go out for the night, go out to a bar, meet someone, 2, 3, 4 drinks later, you're back at one of your places, you take off all your clothes and you sign adoption forms. You have fun that night, sure, but the next morning you got a headache, you're in a panic, oh no, that was irresponsible. You got to run out to the pharmacy, get yourself some adoption plan B. Whiteout, I think, is the medical name for it if you're looking for it. There are different brands. But adoption, it has like this reputation for being the lesser form of child rearing. You know, it's always seen as the backup, the second option. I think that's wrong. That's bad marketing. Adoption is childcare premium. It's parenting plus, if you ask me. Think about it. You've got more variety, for one. Look at all of the options you have as compared to the other method. There are no side effects, no nausea, no bloating, no weight gain, no gas, cramps. None of that comes with that. Much healthier on your body. They've got express shipping. No more 9-month waiting periods. They offer returns and exchanges. I think they do. That's what I was told as a kid, you know. My parents would come up to me and be like, we kept the receipt. We can trade you in for a kid who does the dishes the first time. I'm not the only child that my parents adopted. They 2 years after they got me, they adopted a second child from Korea, because you know what they say. Once you go Korean, there's no one else worth seeing. A rule I would like my exes to follow. It's also not entirely true with us. We did get another one from China after that, but it's mostly because we couldn't tell the difference. Who left? That was a trap joke. You're canceled. You're canceled. I got you. You're already trending on Twitter. It's too late. It's too late. You're done. Your career is over. You're gonna have to wait 8 whole months until Netflix gives you your own special, where it's just a picture of you with a bar across your mouth that says censored on it. And your Netflix special is called Triggered, where you talk to thousands of people about how no one's allowed to say anything anymore. So as discussed earlier, I don't share any biological DNA with my father, but I think I'm still turning into him. Kind of throws a whole weight on the whole nature versus nurture debate. Or, I don't know if I'm turning into my father or if I'm just aging as a man, because I'm getting really good at trivia, which I don't know if that's the father thing or just an old man thing. I think it might just be an old man thing, that once you start to get older, you just become really good at trivia. I was talking to some people the other day. We were talking about the Scooby-Doo movie from 2002. Matthew Lillard plays Shaggy in that movie. And I mentioned that, Matthew Lillard also plays Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo cartoon. And my friend said, "Oh, I didn't know Matthew Lillard was the original voice of Shaggy." Oh, I said, "Oh, he's not. Matthew Lillard just plays the current Shaggy voice. The original Shaggy voice was Casey Kasem, who had a radio show and also played Robin on the Super Friends. Not in Batman and Robin with Adam West. That was Burt Ward." And as I was saying that, I could physically feel my hairline receding. So in order to get it back, I had to quickly say something that my father would never say. So I said, "I'm proud of you, son." That's just a joke. I'm gonna hear about that one later. That's gonna be on the call. I tell you, I am a question I get all the time, and I'm sure all the other comics in the room can attest to it, is people ask me, when they find out that I'm a comedian, they ask me, well, did your parents support you? Were they okay with that decision? Which is not a question that anybody asks my sister, the doctor. But they should. They should. Because my older sister gets 2 hours of sleep every week, and she's expected to save people's lives. And I just want to spread the joy of laughter, and everyone looks at me like, "How could you be so irresponsible with your career?" My parents, they did support my comedy. They supported it from the get-go. They were and continue to be my biggest fans. And honestly, it's kind of not all it's cracked up to be. Because I feel like it's like a rite of passage. I feel like for comedians to prove their parents wrong. Pettiness and spite are wonderful fuels for your career. But I don't have that. I was robbed of that. I was so ready for a fight. I sat my parents down. I said, "I have something important to tell you, Mom and Dad. I've made a decision. I'm going to be a comedian." And they said, "That's a great idea. You're incredibly talented." And I said, "Well, don't try to talk me out of it." We are so excited to see what this journey has in store for you. And I said, no, Dad, because it was your dream. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you, I'm not an engineer. I'm a database administrator. And I said, shut up, Dad. You always give me everything I want, and it's not fair. So I do love my parents. I love that they love to come out and support me. But sometimes they're a little aggressive. Like I'll get done with a show and they'll call me afterwards and they'll be like, Ben, that was such a great show. You were the best comic in the lineup. All those other comedians, they were terrible compared to you. And as right as they are, I don't like them. But I do know that it comes from love, and they don't really mean anything hurtful. This is just the only way they know how to interact with media. I come from a sports family, you know? That's what they know. They know the sports game, and they finally have an opportunity to really live that out, because I couldn't give them that as a kid. I was not good at sports. My parents had to listen to their friends talk about, well, you know, our son, he's a captain of the baseball team. And my parents had to say, and our son, he's on the team. Because that's as far as I made it in any sport I played. When the chips are down, he sure was there. The whole thing. So they finally, and you know, like it's really annoying because everybody assumes that I'm good at sports because like I like to exercise, I like fitness, but that doesn't translate to athletic ability. I'm good at sports in the same way that Ted Cruz is Hispanic. Sure, theoretically it makes sense, but in practice, like not so much, you know? So now my parents have this opportunity to live out the sports dream that they didn't get to have when I was in high school. My dad doesn't even laugh at my jokes. He shows up with a big foam finger. And he's just in the audience like, set up, set up, set up, set up, set up, set up, punchline! The former cheerleader, she makes up little chants. She's like, build them up, set them up, our expectations. Build them up, set them up, our expectations. Subvert, subvert, our expectations. Subvert, subvert, our expectations. Is a former cheerleader. She is currently a doctor, but hey, don't get excited because she's married to her work and also her husband. She also like shoes with her mouth open, and she doesn't bathe regularly. She's really gross. You don't want any of that. I'm just being mean because she didn't show up to my show, so I can say whatever I want. Then my brother also shows up to the shows, and he's like, "How come he never writes a joke about me?" Well, my sister, she's not just any doctor. She's a brain surgeon.
Ooh.
So she wins. Matters anymore. Talk to our parents. They say, "What do your kids do?" Well, our oldest is a brain surgeon. End of conversation. Information necessary. Nobody cares what happened to the other 3 kids after brain surgeon is dropped. They might as well have been hit by a bus. Y'all, do you have any idea what it's like to live with every single one of your achievements completely overshadowed? It's amazing. It's incredible. Highly recommend. Because the thing is I'm done. When she peaked for the rest of us. It's great. I'm out in LA straight chilling right now. I don't got to accomplish none of my hopes and dreams. She did all the work for us. She's a neurosurgeon. She's performed operations in 4 separate countries on 3 separate continents. I wasted $100 grand on a theater degree, and thanks to her, I still average out to be like a dentist. Yo, enjoy your 8 years of residency, big sis, because your boy's about to get real into LSD, okay? Peace out. Before this pandemic hit, family reunions were a treat. None of the relatives. You win family reunions automatically by default, no competition. What are any of our relatives going to try to say to impress anyone? We're remodeling our pool house. Shut up, Linda. No one was talking to you. My sister about the 8 tumors she removed from a dude's head last week. Nobody cares about your dusty old pool house. Grandma doesn't have time for you. She's too busy rewriting the will. Guess who's getting the China set? So why don't you take one of your overcooked peanut butter balls and choke on it? That may have sounded kind of harsh. But every family has a Linda, and you know who I'm talking about, and you know she deserves it. And if you can't think of the Linda in your family, man, I hope y'all are staying safe in these trying times. I hope you are doing what you need to do. I hope you're wearing masks, social distancing, washing your hands. We all have to make sacrifices in this time. Personally, I haven't been on a date in 6 years because of the pandemic. So we all need to make sure we're chipping in. I do hope though that you all are staying happy, you're staying successful as Denny's. The step. I drove by a Denny's literally today. This is not like I usually have just thrown it. I drove by a Denny's recently. This was today. I drove by a Denny's today. It was packed on the inside. Booth available was filled with people. I want to know who these people are who are ride or die for Denny's Diner. Listen. Couple things, okay? Yeah, I use props in my comedy now sometimes. I'm trying it out. I don't know how it works. The list of foods that I would be willing to die for is probably longer than I am comfortable admitting. The moons over my hammy is not on it. Judge people who eat at Denny's too much. We've all done it. We've all been drunk and got lost on our way to the IHOP. It happens, But we're in the midst of a pandemic that has killed over 500,000 Americans. Going to Denny's now would be like trying to shop at Marshall's in the middle of a robbery. Shut up, give me all the money in the register. And when you're done helping him, if I could see these in a size 9, that would be a choice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Help him, though, please. I'm fine. I got all day. I'll wait back here. Thank you. I'm trying to do a little bit of dating in the pandemic. Mostly on the apps, that's kind of all. I don't like the apps. I hate them, but I can do it on the toilet, which is the only acceptable form of dating that way. I can't exactly walk into a Target and be like, "Hey, tell me about your family." Doesn't work that way. the more I do it, the more I find that like I do not have the energy for it anymore. I don't know if it's a pandemic thing or just a getting older thing, but I have a very like I get lonely, but then I have a very limited social battery. I'm like a cat, you know, my emotional needs are very fickle. I get in these spurts where I go, I need some attention. So I go and find it. I go, you give me some attention. They go, okay. And I'm like, yes. That's enough. See, I thought you wanted love. And I was like, well, love me with your eyes, pervert. Now I need a nap for 16 hours. When food is opened. I got this, I've been driving a new car recently, which is good because my old car was trying to kill me. And so I got a Prius from the dealership. I bought it used, and it came with these chrome hubcaps, and the salesman would not shut up about them. About, you know, gas mileage, reliability, safety. And he's like, yeah, but check out these chrome hubcaps. Check out these chrome. Apparently I bought my car from Patrick Warburton. I don't know why that was the voice I decided to go with. It was like, check out these chrome hubcaps. I was like, yes, those chrome hubcaps will go really well with the flame decal I was going to put on it later. What are you talking about? Idiot decides to pimp out a Prius, but I am not interested in this car for the clout. What do you think I'm gonna do with a tricked out Prius? You think I'm gonna go cruising for chicks? You think I'm gonna go drive up and down Hollywood Boulevard, rolling down windows like, hey, baby doll. You know, much like this high efficiency hybrid, I can be ridden all night long. Be compact, but that just means it can fit into the tightest of parking spaces. We'll have a license plate that says, please mace me. What are you talking about? I'm sorry about that joke, Grandma. I know it got a little graphic in there, but I got to fill 30 minutes and I only have so much material. It had to make sense. Art. One rule about dating that I have now is I don't date people with pets anymore. It's a no-go. And it's not that I don't like pets. I love pets. And that's the reason I can't do it anymore. Because when you date someone with pets, you have to go through 2 breakups. And it's too much. You know, you go through the regular breakup with the person, and that's whatever. I've done it so many times, you know, it's pretty much standard. You know, it's like we're moving in different directions. It's not me, it's you. I cheated on you with your brother. You know, it's like I have said these things to so many people that it means nothing to me now. But then I gotta look at that little soft furry face and I gotta go, listen, sometimes things just don't work out. And it's not anyone's fault. It's certainly not your fault. We're gonna move on, and you're gonna grow from this situation, and you're gonna find someone who loves you like you deserve. When you can scratch your belly just right. Look, listen, you gotta go. Calling up, like, hey, I found this mouse under my couch. I could drop it over if you want. You know, I could just swing by for a sec and then drop it over. I do. I'm not dating with. I tell you one thing I do love is I love dating older women. I really do. They are very underrated. Hollywood would have you believe that it's all about like a 22-year-old. I don't date 22-year-olds anymore. It's like, you know what's nice about older women? They're efficient. They're efficient about things because they have less time. And when you have less time, you become better at using it. 22-year-olds have all the time in the world. So you ask them questions. You say, what do you want? What are you looking for? And they don't know. They haven't thought about it because they don't have to. Older women, they do know. They're direct, efficient, professional. I don't have to flirt with older women. I just slip them my resume. From there, the date is pretty much like applying for a job. As you can see, there are no large gaps in my work history. I come with references. These are my special skills. If you don't date older women, you interview to be their husband. That's just how that works. Older women don't care about frivolous things like what your body, like I don't have to maintain 6-pack abs with an older woman. She can't see anything without her glasses anyway. I'm fine. And there is just something so unbelievably sexy about how tired they are. Great. You know, because it's like, I'll be like, hey, do you want to wake up early in the morning on Sunday and go for a hike? No, me neither. You've got a bad back, I've got bad knees. There's chemistry there. Okay, we're gonna get a touch political. Okay, we're gonna dab our toes in it just a little bit, okay, just a little bit. I would like to say that it's been really nice having an actual Republican back in office. I'll say it. I was a Bernie supporter. That's just me. I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just being honest. I like his stuff. And I wanted Bernie in the White House as much as I want Bernie at a dinner table with 10 or more people. I just feel like he's what we need right now. Because right now I feel like we're all at a big dinner and you know, you've got one side of the table, you got Mitch McConnell being like, well, I don't know why I should have to pay for my bill. It was far too flavorful. And, you know, Biden's over there. He's trying to make everybody happy. He's like, listen, I think the most fair way is we'll just split the check. You know, we'll cut it down the middle 10 times and everybody will be happy. But then Bernie jumps is like, no, we are not going to split the check evenly, not when 1% of the table was responsible for more than 90% of appetizer consumption. Table is trying to rush this bill through, and I will not let it happen. They have left no money in the budget for a tip for a server. She makes less than minimum wage, which, by the way, should be $15 an hour. We are not going to leave this Olive Garden until we have sat down and tabulated that everyone not only pays not that everyone pays equally, but pays their fair share. Kind of like a mediocre joke, but I just really love doing the Bernie voice. It brings me a lot of happiness. So billionaires, right? I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. I'm actually not gonna get too political with this one because I don't want to talk about the economics of it. I just think it should be illegal to be that rich and that boring about it. You have Jeff Bezos. No one with $180 billion should be allowed to be named Jeff. That is ridiculous. Once you cross $1 billion, you should have to legally change your name to Lord Artemis von Sterlington. You should have a top hat fused to the top of your head and a monocle tattooed to your eyelid. Jeff Bezos has $180 billion. Do you have any idea what you can do with $180 billion? You could give 180 people $1 billion. You could give 360 people $500 million. You could give 720 people $250 million. You could give 440 people $125 million. You could give 880 people 1/16 $1 Then y'all have been wonderful. Thank you so much. Before I go, one more thing. Thank you.
All right, keep it going, everybody, for Ben Hermann.